Hey guys, welcome back to my kitchen. You're in the kitchen with KK. Took me a little longer to get the ingredients ready for this recipe because I soaked chickpeas and then I was a little nervous that they needed to be cooked longer. So I actually cooked them in my Dutch oven. Anyhow, we're going to make falafels and I don't make them that often, but I'm going to be making them for my upcoming organic summer season supper club. And it is National Falafel Day, June 12th. So I thought it would be a great video because during the summer season, we want to lighten up on our protein sources. Animal proteins are takes a lot of energy and heat for the body to digest them and break them down. And so this is a really great representation of how we can integrate more plant-rich items that are super tasty into our lunches and even into our dinners. So my name is Kimberly Knox. Welcome. If this is your first time, I am a functional and integrative health coach with just a real passion to help people understand how important food is. Food matters. It is a messenger for our cells. Every time we're eating something, we're either messaging to ourselves to enhance our health and enhance the cellular function or to dampen it and invite disease into our body. Well, we really have so much control. And I found this out 15 years ago when I changed brightly my health in just 3 days. Okay, so anyway, so I've pre-prepped some stuff here, and what I started with, I'll just show you, is Aurora brand. I like them, a company, a family-owned company in America here. So it's and it's their mission 25 years. I like their quality. So anyway, I soak these overnight. You want to soak them in with 2 inches of water. And I've just read up that if you add in some baking soda, that's going to help. And a lot of the traditional falafel recipes don't even cook them. But I wanted to try to not use a can because I typically will use Eden brand, another great company in America too, and they properly cook them. They're backed by Dr. Gundry. They cook them in seaweed, so they're pressure cooked. But chickpeas are going to be the wow factor here. This is a 14-ounce container, and it makes this huge bowl. So plenty. I'm probably not going to use it all, but chickpeas, super high in fiber. They're easy on the gut when it comes to a legume. They're fully alkaline, which means you're not inviting an environment where disease can thrive, whereas meat, dairy, sugar, alcohol, that is all acid forming in the body. So we get a chance to keep our internal flora more alkaline, and beans like these do that. Lots of protein, right? So it's a different form of protein and wonderful. So the complement of manganese, the micronutrients, we need lots of micronutrients today, more so than looking at your macros. And that's because we've got so much cellular stress going on. Our cells need bodyguards and antioxidants, and those micronutrients actually signal to the cell to do its job. They need those tools to do jobs. They're already pre-programmed to heal and repair. We just need to give them what they need. But lots of iron as well. What else? Selenium, choline, folate. We need lots of really great folate to finish, to help the liver finish that processing of toxins at night. So we all know about, here, I'm going to put in, wow. So I'm going to put 2 cups in, then I'm going to put in some more stuff, and then we're going to put 2 cups more on. This is a food processor. I love my food processor. You need one. I love this one by KitchenAid because I like a wide base and a wide bowl. You put the S blade in there. But yeah, so I love chickpeas to make homemade hummus. Super easy. That way you're not getting any citric acid, which is it's in so many things to preserve. And all of these little things, the body knows that they're not real. And it likes to get its nutrients synergistically from food and not be clogged up with a bunch of additives and preservatives. We're going to be putting in lots of spices, but I'm also going to be adding in, I like jalapeno peppers. And I like to get them into my plant-based burgers and other recipes. So instead of a cayenne, I'm putting in some jalapeno here. I'm not going to add tahini unless we think that it needs a little bit of thickening. But and we're going to bake these, so we're going to keep them super, super duper easy. But we're going to chill them first. So next up, I've already got rough cup. This is a cup of parsley. So parsley, you've heard me talk about it. Primo. And I'm finding out more stuff about the science, the healing science behind food. But parsley is a natural diuretic, which you want in the summer. Celery, dandelion greens, parsley, huge asparagus. Those are all natural diuretics. You want to keep the fluids flushed out because we're dealing with more humidity. So the body's always, working with balance, and that's really important. But parsley is also fantastic for helping to clear up the sludge of your gallbladder. There are so many people, including myself, with livers, especially when you're over 50, over 60, your livers are sluggish. Okay. So they're not producing enough bile. And if you're eating all the time, you're constantly draining that. The gallbladder is just a storage tank for the bile. But when that gets sludgy and gross, and you may be producing too much cholesterol for protection needs and other reasons, those gallstones can clog up and lots of things can go on. So we want some parsley in there. It helps keep that sludge going and moving through. We need the bile to help remove toxins as well through that common bile duct. So parsley does a ton for you in the body. What else? Natural diuretic. Let me see. Naturally anti-inflammatory. All of the antioxidants, all of the herbs are going to have those plant compounds. And original medicine, the botanicals, all came from plant medicine. So those plant phytonutrients, that's what we need today more than ever. So the cilantro, and these are two things that I always have in jars in my refrigerator. I'm just going to cut off some here. And when you have them in jars, like I said, they stay fresh. They're not going to get gooey and gross. And then you're going to see them so you can add them to tops of soups and other things. And at this time of the year, having taco night or fajita night, it's really fun. Making homemade guacamole, fantastic. So we're just chopping up this is about a cup here, nice and easy. I'm going to add in jalapeno, and then next up, I'm using red onions. So onions are all part of the allium family, so with the garlic as well. And these things help as a really natural, antibiotic in the body. The red onions are going to have more phytonutrients because of the red. That is a color. That's an antioxidant. Anytime you see color, think cell protection. And that is part of the anthocyanins family. So you can use a white, you can use a sweet, but I'm using red, about a cup of that. Anything else I want to tell you? Let's get that. And then we're going to give it a pulse and then add in some more. I've added more garlic than normal. I like about 8 cloves. I want to have some real good solid flavor. We're probably going to add more spices than some. So a garlic, it's a natural blood thinner, okay? But it's also really, really amazing for the liver, the cysteine. It is a precursor to glutathione production. Glutathione, that master antioxidant. This is all stuff. Our livers do thousands of things every single day. And unfortunately, most of our lifestyles are impeding its its cleanup and everything else. So anything else I want to say about this? But, when you're thinking of plaque reduction, circulation, and blood thinners, and here's great, but it's also natural immune boosting. So if you are not feeling well, just chopping up some raw garlic, it's very helpful. So let's just get the cover on, and then I'm going to put in some more after. So let's just let this go. It's already looking amazing. It smells incredible. So we're going to add in the spices now, and then we're going to add in more chickpeas, and then I'm going to put the cover on and go. And then we're going to let it sit and cool for about an hour. Other specialists that have made this from, from Egypt and other places, they do suggest that. So let's give that a try today. Cumin, some places put in, I'm only going to put in a few teaspoons here. These are half teaspoons. Some people like a lot more. I'm going to put in a little bit less. Coriander, fantastic. Derivative of the cilantro. I'm going to put in the same amount of coriander. You want these to have a nice, rich flavor profile, so you know you're eating something. For those people that think that healthier food is bland or they're used to flavor packets exciting their neurotransmitters. No, so flavor comes from herbs. This is Ceylon cinnamon. I'm adding in cinnamon. Okay, so I'm going to be a little different. The dressing that I make, the creamy cilantro, uh, avocado cilantro, I added cinnamon to that as well. So I thought that would be a great mix. We're just getting creative and we're relaxing. We're having a lot of fun here. So let's get in another big scoop here. So we're going to put in a total of 3 cups of the cook. And I'm going to say, you can save this for, I'm going to make some tahini. I'm going to make some hummus, or you can put it on salads and bowls. And, the falafel are great to add onto salads or to make wraps with. Let it pulse and then give it a little in here. Wow, great flavor. Really amazing. Smells so fresh. So we want to let this go until it's all mixed in. About 40 seconds or so, but you can tell when things are getting mixed and it's getting nice and fluffy. Yeah, so this is perfect. And if we just show you the mixture, we're going to let this sit and then we're going to come back and we're going to get them baked. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you're having fun and I hope the start of your summer is amazing. And thanks for watching today. Okay, so you ready to get these into the oven? That hour gave me time to make a fruit sorbet that I'm going to put into the freezer. I got to run over to Whole Foods, so all is well. Now, if you make this and you think that it's a little bit too moist, because maybe you didn't drain the chickpeas enough or you used canned, whatever it is, I always keep chickpea flour around because I don't use it too often, but if I make biscuits for some type of reason, I always have it. So you could just put in a little bit of chickpea flour and work it in. I'm going to be using a metal. This is 1.5 tablespoons. Williams Sonoma has a really great collection of these, and I use these often for my plant-based burgers, my meatballs. Just helps you portion these out. This is just a parchment paper. I did put a little bit of coconut oil on here. I just don't want them to stick. And so we're just going to portion them out, and we can flatten them down after. But this tablespoon here method just makes your life easy. You can just tap them onto the pan. and that way they'll be all relatively the same size. So I'm going to continue. I'm going to fill this all up. It's going to make quite a good amount, probably I would say almost 20. And of course, you can freeze these too, but very good for putting on top of salads that you're going to be prepping and big dinners for families, fun stuff like that. So I'm going to get this all prepped out. The oven's on 350. We're going to cook them for 30 to 40 minutes. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. Guys, these are looking amazing. What I'm going to do after about 25 minutes, I'm flipping them over, and that way they just get a little more browned on the opposite side. And I did a total of 20. I went back and I added a little bit more to some of the smaller ones, but these smell so good. And when you flip them, they're going to get crispy on the side down because the side on the parchment paper will be a little bit moist. So you can go ahead and do that with a nice spatula. I think I flipped all of them now. And we're just going to put them back in there for about 10 more minutes. And then these are done. So thanks for staying with me. And I hope this inspires you to try something new, especially if you haven't tried some plant-based alternatives. Okay, guys, these are done. They look amazing. Check this out. They're nicely toasted on both sides. They're light. Let's break one open. And they're moist inside and they're steaming warm. Perfect. So how can you use these? Put them on salads. Grate up some carrots, some fine purple cabbage. Squeeze lime over it. Put these with it. Fresh herbs on top, make a little lemon tahini mint sauce maybe to go on top, which is really easy to make in a little blender. So I hope that you'll get inspired to soak your own chickpeas like I did, honestly, for the first time. And they're delicious, by the way. And I actually put some fresh sliced turmeric into it when I cook them after. So you can get creative, but I am so excited to try one of these. And so I hope this gives you some inspiration to do some plant-rich, lighter stuff for the summer and incorporate this beautiful protein into salad. So thanks for tuning in today.